Welcome children. This is your value education class again, and in today's class we are going to discuss a chapter, that is chapter number 5, Life is a Garden. Okay, so everyone open chapter number 5, Life is a Garden. Let us study the introduction, which is given at the top of the page. A garden has many different kinds of flower. A rose is very different from a lily, yet each is beautiful in its own way. Similarly, in the garden of life, we meet many kinds of people and we must look for the goodness and value in each one of them. So, it is said that in our daily life, in the garden of our life, we meet many kinds of people and we must look for the goodness and the value in each one of them. By making friends with those who seem to be different from us, we widen our own minds. So, by making friends with those who seem to be different from us, we widen our own minds and get ready to face, and we also get ready to face the world with its wonderful diversity at the same time. Now let me read the chapter and you will follow it. Let's read. To Ranjits, please try to study better, Ranjit said his mother. So Ranjit's mother told him that Ranjit try to study better. You must pass the exam this year. You have to pass the exam this year. I'm trying so hard, Ma, said Ranjit, but I find the lesson so difficult to understand. Ranjit did try hard to study. So what did Ranjit reply? He said that I'm trying so hard, Ma, but I find the lesson so difficult to understand. Ranjit did try hard to study. He wanted to please his mother and his teacher. Ranjit wanted to please his mother as well as his teachers. But he could not remember things he had studied and he did poorly in his tests. Now what is his problem? His problem is that he could not remember things properly and as a result he did poorly in his tests. He became very unhappy for this. Even though his mother and his teachers did not scold him, his mother and his teacher did not scold him, he knew that they were very disappointed with him. Ranjit felt that his teacher and his mother were very disappointed with him. He did not even feel like joining his classmates in their games. He sat by himself at the back of the classroom at lunchtime and always seemed to be busy with pencil and paper. He used to sit at the back of the classroom at lunchtime and always seemed to be busy with pencil and paper. Maybe Ranjit is trying to do his homework, thought the others. And what the other students and the other classmates they used to think that Ranjit is trying to do his homework. Now come to the next page. But Ranjit was not doing his homework. He was actually drawing what? He was actually drawing pictures. He was drawing pictures. He drew things he had seen and things he had only imagined. What he drew? He drew things which he had seen and the things he had only imagined. He drew pictures of his teachers, classmates, mountains and lakes, cats and monkeys and flowers. And Ranjit drew everything and he drew them very well. Ranjit drew everything which he imagined, which he in his mind, and he drew those with a apt scale in very well. He drew those very well. No one knew that Ranjit could draw because he had not told anyone about it and no one had seen his drawing. So no one knew this fact that Ranjit could draw and no one had seen his drawing. At home he hid them under his mattress and at school he hid them under his books. One day, it was a science period and the teacher had given the class some questions to answer. So it was a science period and teacher had given the class some questions to answer. She was walking around between the desks. And what she was doing? She was walking around between the desks. When she came near Ranjit's desk, she saw that he had written only 2 lines and was sitting chewing his pencil. What the teacher saw? The teacher saw that Ranjit had written only 2 lines and was sitting chewing his pencil. Peeping out from under his book was a scrap of paper, and peeping out from under his science book was a scrap of paper. A scrap of paper was peeping out from under his science book. Show me that paper, Ranjit, said the teacher. The teacher said Ranjit or asked Ranjit to show her the paper. Ranjit looked very frightened. He got worried and confused. He gave the paper to her and said, I was not doing it now. He said, I did it in the interval in between 2 classes. The teacher's face was full of joy and amazement. The teacher's face became filled with joy and amazement. You drew this. Why didn't you tell anyone you can draw so well? She showed the class Ranjit's picture of a beautiful garden with flowers and trees and children playing. So what the teacher did, she showed the entire class Ranjit's picture of a beautiful garden with flowers and trees and children playing. Ranjit's classmates were so excited to get to know the fact that Ranjit actually drew so well. Ranjit's life began to change. Everyone soon came to know that he was a gifted artist. Mark this line, children. It's a very important line. Everyone soon came to know that Ranjit was actually a gifted artist. His mother felt sad that she had not known this before. Soon he was sending entries to art competition and winning lots of prizes. Everyone in the school knew about Ranjit and his gift of art. So everyone came to know about Ranjit and his gift for art. In the classroom too, he began to learn better. He became a different Ranjit. Mark this line, children. Very important that how Ranjit became a different Ranjit now. Ranjit the artist also became Ranjit the student. He was no longer shy and he asked his classmates to help him to understand the lessons. He found that he could remember things better when he had understood them. He drew picture for his friend as presents for their birthday. He was happy now. Ranjit grew up to be a famous artist, and later on Ranjit grew up to be a famous artist. Come to the next page, children. Let's understand. See, when we look around us, we can see that nature loves variety. Nature loves what? Nature loves variety. There are so many different kinds of plants, animals and birds in the world, and of course there are so many different kinds of people too. People in other parts of the world do not look like us and do not eat our kinds of food. Also, different people have different talents, as we saw in the story about Ranjit, as we have seen in the story just now. But everyone wants to make friends and be accepted. By reaching out to people of different kinds, we make our own lives richer and become more members of the human family. Mark this line, children. This is very important. This is the moral of the story, that by reaching out to the people of different kinds, we make our own lives richer and become better members of the human family. We can become a better member of the human family if we reach out more people and make our life enriched. By looking for the good qualities in others, we help them also to do better in their lives. Mark this line, children. This is also important. By looking for the good qualities in others, we help them also to do better in their lives. So in the yellow box C is written, our ability to reach unity in diversity will be the beauty and the test of the civilization. It was what told by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, so this is after this today, children. In the next class, we will continue with the next portion. Thank you all.